So kinematics. So what is kinematics? Kinematics generally means study of motion, study of motion of mechanical points, mechanical points. What is the kinematics? Kinematics is a study of motion of mechanical points and systems and systems without consideration, అంటే కన్సిడర్ చేయం దాన్ని, without consideration of their associated properties, associated properties and the forces and the forces acting on the body. This is a general detailed explanation of kinematics. Generally kinematics means movement. What is the actual definition is, it studies about the motion of a mechanical points. Mechanical points means anything which works. Suppose you take a car. In car, it goes in a forward direction. In that you study about the tires, how is the movement, how is the rotation, at what speed it is moving. These are the things you are going to study. Means mechanical points. Those are called the mechanical points. And the system. And system means car is a system. In that every part you are going to calculate as a system only. Next, and you are not involving what is the cause for the motion of the body. Clearly, what I'm telling you is kinematics tells you about the study of the motion of the object, but it will not give you the explanation of the what is the cause of the motion of the body in this, especially in this kinematics. It tells you how, it gives you basic information how the object moves, how the object moves, why the object moves, when the object moves. So these are the questions: how, why, when, what the object does. So these are the things which you are going to learn in the kinematics. Are we clear? Are we clear with the definition? Okay. So once again, I repeat the definition. Kinematics is the study of motion of a mechanical points and systems without the consideration of their associated properties. You are not involving any types of properties of the system, and also the forces acting on the bodies. So indirectly, what you are learning is that how the object moves, when the object moves, why the object moves, what the object does, what is going to happen. This is what the explanation of the kinematics is going to do in this topic, kinematics. Are we clear? Are we clear? Are we clear with the definition? Right? Okay, now next. So kinematics, the simplest way to understand the kinematics. Can I rub? Can I rub the board? Archana? Okay. Okay. So the simple kinematics to understand the basic understanding. First of all, we will learn about the simplest motion. The simplest motion. When can you say the simplest motion? The simplest motion of all the motion, We have different types of motions. To understand the kinematics, to understand the kinematics, we go for understanding we go for understanding. We go for understanding of one-dimensional motion. What type of a motion? One-dimensional motion, which we say straight line motion. What type of a motion? Straight line motion. So simplest motion of all the motion is to understand the kinematics. We go for the understanding of one-dimensional motion first, and the important the one-dimensional motion, what which we can say is straight line motion is the uh, straight line motion is the simplest way. So in this straight line motion, what information you are going to know? So uh, so what you're going to specify the position and time. So this is the important things when you are going to deal with one dimensional portion is the about the position and time. You will get the clear information of the position of the particle. And suppose I say that here I introduce a number line system. I introduce a number line system. Suppose this is 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 5. And this is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Let us say suppose the person is at uh, initially the person is at 2 meters. Okay. Now we say that at t equal to 0, initially the person, so I'm not at 0 position, but at when I looked at the time at t equal to 0, I'm at 2 meters. Now what information you are giving? So you are saying about the position and you are also saying the time. Yes or no? What did I say? To specify the position and time. If you know that, you will be telling about the straight line motion. Are we clear? Are we clear? Are we clear? Now, suppose the person has went to 5 at t equal to 1 second. Now, what does this mean? You say that the motion of the body has went to fifth meter fifth meter at t equal to 1 second. In 1 second, he went to 5 meters. Now, this is what? So, he covered the distance 1 meter plus 1 meter plus 1 meter. In 1 second, he has covered the 3 meters. Are we clear? Here, you must know that plus means you are moving, you are moving, you are moving in forward direction. You are moving forward. And minus indicates you are moving backward. From this both says from origin. The respective point is from origin. Are we clear? And plus and minus here giving the information of direction. Plus and minus, what it is giving? It is giving you the direction. Either it is moving forward, either it backwards. Are we clear? Okay, no? Remark on the co. Right. Excellent. So in today's concepts, what is the basic thing is you'll be learning about distance, displacement, next speed, velocity, acceleration, These are the things. These are the physical quantities. Why I'm saying these are the physical quantities? These are all physical quantities. Physical, because physical quantities. What is physical quantities? Physical quantities, the quantities which are measurable. The quantities which are measurable. So these are all physical quantities because they are measurable. Distance you can measure, displacement you can measure, speed you can measure, velocity you can measure, acceleration also you can measure. So we can call these are the physical quantities. But in these physical quantities, you are again having the classification, that is scalar and vector. Scalar, you talk about the magnitude, and vector, we are talking about the magnitude, magnitude as well as direction. Magnitude and direction, right? Okay, first of all, we say these are the physical quantities because these are measurable. But what are the quantities which are not measurable? They are not called physical quantities. What are they? Suppose love, affection, cry, laugh, hungry, sadness. These are not called physical quantities because you cannot measure them. But the quantities which are measurable, we are calling it as physical quantities. So these are called physical quantities because they are measurable. In these physical quantities also, they are again classified into scalar and vector. And we will know which are scalar quantities and which are vector quantities. According to the definition, we'll move and we classify whether they are scalar quantities or vector quantities. Are we clear? Are we clear? Right. Right. Now, distance. First point is distance. Distance. What is the distance? Distance, the actual path. You need to be very sure what with this word actual. Actual path, actual path, actual path of the particle is called distance. Is called distance. So, example, I take an example so that you will understand. So this is A and this is B. A and B can travel in straight path. A and B can go in this way also. A and B can go like this also. So there are different paths. This is first path, this is second path, and this is the third path. So we can clearly say that from the paths of 1 to 3, path 3 is greater than path 2. Path 2 is greater than path 1. So you can simply see that the shortest path is the path 1, the shortest distance we say, which is a straight line. And there is you can see that path 2 also is moving some type of projectile motion. You can see the projectile, it has made some angle. It has gone to this position. And you can see that there, what is the definition here? Actual path of the particle. So the path, how it has traveled only, we will count as a distance. It does not say you went like this, you went that like that. You won't be say, but how you are traveling, that counts. Okay, then it does not count about the direction. It just say it will count the path. That is what I mean here. Are we clear? Are we clear? Right. Now, the SI unit is meters. CGS unit is centimeter. Dimensional formula is L or M power 0, L power 1, T power 0. You can write both the things. Are we clear? Right? Okay. Right. Can I wrap? ఓకేనా? టచ్చేనా? ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్ డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్. Displacement, it says that it is the shortest path of a distance in a specified direction. Specified direction. That is the definition. That is the definition of that, where we account take into account of of initial position and final position. Final position. That means here A and this is B, and this is the initial point, this is the final point. So there are so many parts like this. This is path 1, this is path 2, and this is the path 3. So which is the shortest path you feel here? The first path. Because you are just taking into account the initial and final. No matter how you travel, it will not take in. So it doesn't talks about how you travel. Means it will not count. It will talk about only initial and final. నువ్వు ఇనీషియల్గా ఎక్కడ ఉన్నావు, ఫైనల్ ఎక్కడ ఉన్నావు, అంతే. నువ్వు ఎట్లా వెళ్ళినావు అనేది చూడదు. అర్థమైందా? ఈ పాయింట్ మాత్రమే మాట్లాడుతుంది. నువ్వు ఇట్లా వెళ్ళినావా, ఇలా వచ్చి వెళ్ళినావా అని మాట్లాడదు. ఒక పాత్, అది కూడా షార్టెస్ట్ ఉండాలి. ఇనీషియల్ పాయింట్ జాయిన్ చేసినప్పుడు అది షార్టెస్ట్ పాత్ ఉండాలి, అంతే. ఇంకేం కౌంట్ చేయదు. ఆర్ యు క్లియర్? ఓకేనా? రైట్ ఓకేనా? రైట్. ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్ ఇంకా బాగా మంచిగా అర్థం కావాలంటే డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ గురించి ఇంకా బాగా చెప్తాను. ఇదే పాత్. నీకు ఏ నుంచి బికి డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ కనుక్కోమన్నాడు అనుకున్నాం. నువ్వు ఏ నుంచి బీకి ఇలా వెళ్తే 15 మీటర్స్, ఏ నుంచి బీకి వెళ్తే 10 మీటర్స్, ఏ పాత్ 3 ఏమో 10 మీటర్స్. కానీ డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ అడిగింది అనుకో, ఈ టైంలో నాకు ఈ పిక్చర్ ఇచ్చి నాకు డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ కావాలని అనుకో. డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ పాత్ 1 10 మీటర్స్ అనాలి. డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ పాత్ 2 అయినా 10 మీటర్సే అని చెప్పాలి. నెక్స్ట్ థర్డ్, డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ పాత్ 2, 3 కూడా 10 మీటర్స్. ఎందుకంటే నేను ఎలా వెళ్తున్నాను మాట్లాడాలని చెప్పాను కదా, చెప్పానా లేదా? అవునా కదా? నాకు కావాల్సింది షార్టెస్ట్ పాత్. అంతే. అది పాత్ 1 వెళ్ళిందా, పాత్ 2 వెళ్ళిందా, పాత్ 3 వెళ్ళిందా నాకు సంబంధం లే. నాకు కావాల్సింది షార్టెస్ట్ పాత్, అంతే. ఇనీషియల్ ఎక్కడ ఉంది, ఫైనల్ ఎక్కడ ఉంది, ఎంత దూరం ఉందా వాటి మధ్యలో, అంతే. నీకు 15 మీటర్స్ ఉండని లేదా 25 మీటర్స్ ఉండని నాకు సంబంధం లేదు. నేను మాట్లాడుకోవాల్సింది వాటి మధ్యలో షార్టెస్ట్ పాత్ ఎంత. సింపుల్. ఆర్ వి క్లియర్? దిస్ ఇస్ ద ఇంపార్టెంట్ కాన్సెప్ట్, రైట్? నెక్స్ట్, Here the SI unit is meters. SI unit is meters. CGS unit వచ్చేసి సెంటీమీటర్. డైమెన్షన్ ఫార్ములా వచ్చేసి ML R M to L power 1 T power 0, right? And remember that displacement from A to B, suppose A to B, and you have seen, I don't say A to B, 0, and here 1, here -1, let us say. Okay, so if I go from origin to the 1 meter, then I say the displacement is what? Change in displacement, that is x2 minus x1. You write x2 is what? Final position is 1, initial position is what? 0, so you get 1 meter, that is plus. Now if I move this side, now the change in displacement is change in x, that is x2 minus x1. Initially I was 0 and finally it was -1. -1 minus 0, you get -1. So clearly we can say that can I rub this? రాసేనా రబ్ చేయనా? ఓకే, రబ్ చేస్తున్నాను. Distance can be 0, displacement can be negative, 0, positive. It is because based on direction, based on specified direction, we are getting negative, 0, positive because we are depends upon the specified direction, whereas distance does not depend, it just makes a count. I said earlier itself, right? Okay. Okay, should I say the next video will be in the next session? We have learned about distance and displacement, but we'll see some of the problems which you will definitely learn some basics, which will be a helpful tool for you in the next upcoming video. Are we clear? Okay, now signing off.